was an intense Raven we saw last week, Father James Mitchell. He wants the new church man by man, and he wants to end up with you. So who's first up?
It's not going to happen, Scott Hudson. You see, after months of humiliation, after weeks of beatings, after a scalping, after a hanging, I figured Raven would have had enough sense to crawl back under the rock he came from and think about the crimes he's committed against me in the past. But he didn't do that, no. He saw fit to take a chain and try to choke me to death on national television. Raven, you made a very grave error. You see, you claim that you're going to hunt down my men one by one until you get to me. It will never happen. The new church is like a hydra, Raven. Every time you cut off one limb, 8 more will come to take its place. Every time you build a better mousetrap, I'll build a better mouse. Now, tonight, Raven, you're going to face Sinn. And Sinn is going to take the pain game to an entirely new extreme. He obviously has very little regard for his own physical well-being. He has none for yours. Now, Raven, you want to go to war? I'll give you war. Unholy war.
The opening contest for total non-stop action on pay-per-view is a 6-man tag. Coming to the ring now, the team of Devin Soar, the Vampire Warrior, and Sinn. And that's the way that they are projected on your screen from left to right. You know, the last time we saw Devin Storm and the man in the middle, Vampire Warrior, here on TNA, several months ago, back in early June, both men competing in the Hard 10 Hardcore Tournament. This is our first look at that individual, Sinn. About to make their way to the ring, being led by Father James Mitchell, Slash, and Sinn, the disciples of the new church. The faction that has been intent on gaining years of revenge against Raven, led by the franchise Shane Douglas on the physical side, balanced on the cerebral side by the mind games of Father James Mitchell. And their opponents, they are the team of Slash and Sinn. Well, it's a night of reunions. Earlier seeing Daniels and Loki coming back to TNA, and it's been months since we've seen Slash and Sinn.
Well, obviously, and I'll tell you this, you don't see Father Mitchell.
Are you surprised?
Not at all, because he abandoned Slash and Sinn and went with the Gathering. So Slash and Sinn coming out of their own to make their own statement, to get their own.
This is a formidable group that has Raven and his Gathering in their crosshairs. The blood rivalry between Raven and the franchise Shane Douglas has included the quote-unquote extended families of both individuals. Douglas's association with Father James Mitchell, evident from the outset. Mitchell shares in Douglas's outright hatred of Raven. Being led by Father James Mitchell. He is a member of the Disciples of the New Church. This is Sinn, the newest member of Mitchell's Disciples. Mitchell's hand-picked choice to face Raven tonight after what we witnessed earlier. Slash throwing darts into Sinn's back, into his flesh. It's obvious Sinn is able to withstand tremendous amounts of pain, and he'll need to block out the pain tonight against a man who's on a Mitchell's troops one by one. Just comes into play as he pulls down the top rope. CM Punk crashes out to the arena floor.
Rudy
Sinn
Charles
follows up.
Rudy Charles won't let De Niro into the ring.
Check out
CM
this.
Punk now is getting the slaughter right here.
And they're hanging CM Punk over the top rope, and oh, wow, and a drop kick to the back of the head. Into the chest of CM Punk. Tag is in with partner Sinn, who connects with a vicious back elbow.
CM Punk.
Slash.
Throws the powder in his face.
Blinding CM Punk.
Oh,
and you see the
the same thing.
Yes.
He can't be concentrating and focusing on Douglas and Mitchell. He needs to have tunnel vision when it comes to his shot at the NWA World's Heavyweight title tonight against AJ Styles.
Mike, absolutely 100% correct there.
Let me ask you a question. Can you hear me now, Mike Tenay?
Loud and clear, Father James.
Did you notice anyone missing in the back today? Did you notice anyone absent?
How could you not?
Conspicuous by her absence, would you say?
Yes.
You're referring to Alexis?
That would be Alexis. Let me ask you something. Did you know that don't you know we could have shaved her head last week if we wanted to? But we didn't. And the reason we didn't was to prove a point to her. Just that once again, Raven would not be where he was needed. He was too busy licking his wounds to get out there and help a damsel in distress. She's finally found out what he's really about. She's taken off. She's out of here. So Raven now begins to learn about loss. Raven's lost a member of his gathering. We're going to see to it that he loses his opportunity to fulfill his so-called destiny and become world champion. But beyond that, and the thing that I find so deliciously evil and exciting, is he's going to lose.
You're also former tag team champions. You know, they want to get back in here. Conan, let me ask you real quick here. As they got Storm up. Nice. Let me ask you real quick here, Conan. You have to apply a different strategy in a match like this, correct? Since there's only one pinfall every time you turn around.
Here comes Sinn, one of the other members.
With a super kick.
One of the new members of the Disciples of the Church. Father James Mitchell's team. He's got him up outside the ring. Shane Douglas was just taken by Raven. Raven pulling on that steel chain, and Douglas went headfirst into the steel ring post.
You can see right here. Julio just pulled Sinn right into the ring post, just giving it to Julio right there, too. Look at that, just choking him with the chain. Julio trying to fight back, but Sinn's just got the upper hand. Sinn just grinding Julio's face right into the steel steps. Oh, man, he just cracked the back of his hand into him.
The brutality of this match, exactly what we expected, and possibly even more brutal.
Billy Sinn, you choke me! You humiliate me on national television! I swear to you, this is your death warrant! I'll see you in hell, Raven!
Camp Hero and everyone associated with Father Mitchell, and look at him attack.
Raven just, you know what?
In the asylum by a dog collar, and now it's time for payback. That's the opening for Sinn, who connects, springing off the ropes with a clothesline.
Now Raven's going to have to completely stay focused if he wants to complete this quest. We can't let Father Mitchell like that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sinn is just busted open.
Almost as if he's using that blood
to drive himself.
Yeah, adding extra adrenaline and extra rush to attack Raven. And remember, Raven out to the gathering, he doesn't need any help. He doesn't need any favors from them tonight.
Oh, Sinn right now has the advantage. All it took was for Raven to lose his focus for 1 second on Father James Mitchell, and Sinn took advantage of it.
Oh boy, did he ever. Choking, blatant choke, right in front of senior official Rudy Charles.
Hey, if you're Rudy Charles, so how do you come in there and stop time, Mike, today? And now he's exacting the revenge that he wanted. He wins the match, and now he's setting Sinn up. Father Mitchell's going crazy.
Hanging Sinn by the neck. This is another step in the payback. Remember the